Okay, today we're going to put together or assemble this called Balt two students training table. It's like a computer table with locking CPU doors. I got this from auctions for about 20 some dollars. And let's start. It looks like everything is here. I got all the parts, all the screws and stuff. It should be all in there. And we're gonna follow the instruction, and we'll start. First of all, to tell you to locate all the tools and the parts that it needs. It's right there. It's gonna take me a long time to locate all of them because there's so many of them. But we'll just jump ahead to how to put it together. Let's look at the next page right here. Okay, so first of all, we have to locate the left leg assembly and the right leg assembly, and it looks like this. It's like metal, the P11, P9, A2, and all that. And some of them are not marked, so I'm just gonna have to identify which one are they. So it'll be, yeah, place two legs upright. So we'll follow this direction first. We'll get the both legs up, and then we'll jump into the step two, I believe, right in there. So follow me along. Okay, so I got the left and right leg assembly all laid out. And when you open a box like this, it comes with the little packet of screws in there. So I'm assuming that those are the A2 screws that comes with it. The P11 is what you have here, and actually it's marked over here. This one still has plastic. So the P9 is this one, similar to this, and the P10, I believe. Yep, this is the P10. It's similar to this, the one with the. It's just like this one, just like that. So, and we'll use this one. Looks like this is the stand or the foot. It goes right in there, and we'll follow the direction. Okay, so the P9 is actually on this side, and you want to put that right in there. There's two holes right on there, so you got to put a screws using this four screws in there that came with in a bag, and those things, and then the two those what they call the foot. So, and we'll screw them down just like the P10 on the right side. Make sure it's facing this hollow side outside, just like that, because I think this goes on the floor where you can attach this things into that. See this hole right here? Yep. And just like that, we'll use the screws. This screws right here. You can use a drill, but don't put a lot of pressure to it. There you go. It's all attached. Okay, so actually what I'm going to do is go ahead and attach that, what they call leveling glide. I was calling him a foot because it's a foot, so but it's actually called leveling guide because that when the desk is standing right on level floor, you can actually adjust those later on. So I'm going to go ahead and install those so I don't have to worry about those later on. But what I'm going to do is actually tie them all the way down. Just like that. I'm going to do it on all four of them. It should be done. So on that little bag, there's like four screws left, just like this. I'm going to put this aside for now because we're going to need that later on when we attach the desk, the tabletop. So put that aside. Okay, on the next steps, actually, you want to locate your the P2 and P1. If they are not marked, they are the left and right side panel. So you can see right over here. They're the one with the holes in it. The big holes. Just like that. So I had them all lined up just like it says on the illustrations. It's just like that. See? Boom. And that one's over there. Boom. Yeah. And make sure all the holes is facing up, because you want what it says here is you want to install the cam lock. And the cam locks are on one of the bag. It's like one of these. You'll find cam locks just like this. This is the thing that it would lock the cam post. Cam post is one of these. It looks like a screws. You probably dealt with that already, but so you're gonna find a hole to put that in there. Those big holes, not this big hole right here, but those small ones right there, like that. So what you want to do is you want to put this inside of that, but make sure this is facing up. So I mean, you can twist this using a big screwdriver, or just your normal Allen wrench that will fit in there. So that's what it is. Let's do that. Just like this. And see, you'll see that hole right in there too. So make sure this thing's the opening is facing that. So all you have to do is turn that cam lock later on. Just like this. Click, and you're going to do that here, on the other side, and the other side. So that's a total of 4 on this panels. The panel P1 and a panel P2. Let's do it. Okay, so also I want to add and let you know about those cam locks. You should have 10 of them. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and also 10 cam posts, just like this. And this is just what they call the glider. I want to set that aside. You don't want to step on those because they would really hurt. Put that aside, the rest of them right there. You'll need them later on. Okay, one of the packages actually they're called wood dowels. So those are the studs, I would call it. There's 1 inch and those 2 inch. There are about 6 of those on the 2 inch, and 22 of those, 22 of these and the 1 inch. Just like this one. This was actually going to the hole. And what it says here in the instructions, you got to pay attention where you put them. So E, that's your 1 inch wood stud. And the E1, actually this is a different panel, but you're gonna use those. So there's E1 and E and E1. E1 is the 2 inches, the big one, the longer one. The D is your cam post. So as you can see, you just follow the hole. Those are your wood dowels. E is wood dowels, or wood stud. This is your compost, which is this thing's right here. I think it says already been pre-holed or pre-thing. So yeah, it's right. It has a plastic on it. So all you gotta do is put that in there. Right next to it is your 1 inch wood dowel, or wood stud, if you want to call it. So just like that, and you'll do the same on those holes, and those holes, and those holes, and on the other panels. So it's just like this, just like that. Well, let's put it on. Okay, one right here, the wood dowel right there, and 2 wood studs that goes right in there. And we'll do the same thing over there. Actually, it's just those are wood dowels, just like that. Now I don't know what this is because it doesn't say on the. See that? That's the thing right there. and this thing right here. I think it'll do that later on, but not in this illustration. I think it'll be done illustration 5 or something like that. But there we go. Now we have it, and I'll do the same thing on the other side, and hopefully it'll be done pretty soon. On the illustration number 4, actually you're going to find your panel, what they call the P4 panel. If it's not marked, this is the panel. It's like a square panel with a little slit or holes just like this. That's the only panel that has those. So lay them on the ground, on the floor, just like that, facing up with all the big holes just like that, because you're going to put those 2 holes, those cam locks, just like this. And then you just follow that illustrations. So you're actually going to grab what they call the magnet, which is this packed right over here. It looks like I'm going to have to put it on one on top and one on the bottom, just like that. And you're going to screw it. The screws are already provided right in there. So we'll do that. And just like I said earlier, the E1, you know, the longer stud, the longer wood, it goes right in there. And another one, well actually 2, and the cam locked. Yeah, I think those are the E1 again. And then K is your magnet, just like this one. So let's do it. Just like this. Okay, on the little package like this, you'll see the magnets, screws, and there's 2 things right here is called strike plate. You know, we'll install that later on a different panel. But I should have 4 screws. Oh, there it is right here. And on the side, just like I said earlier, you can install that on both sides. Right there and right there on the P4 panel. Okay? And best thing to do that is you stand them up, and you'll see the corner is already pre-drilled, just like that. And you'll see that on the other side too, just like that. So what you can attach is this magnet. So keep in mind that there's a magnet right over here, so you should be facing this side, not like this. It's kind of beat the purpose. If you install it like this, there's a strike plate that's supposed to go in, and it won't stick because the magnet won't be there. You know, make sense? So just like that. And on the other side, you're going to do the same thing, just like that. Cool. Okay, so in illustration 5, you want to find your P3 panel. If it's not marked, this is the square panel, just like this, that has 4 holes in the corner like this for the cam thingy. What do you call this again? The thread. I forgot already. But anyway, so you just put that in there. Just keep in mind that when you put this in that hole, you have to make sure this is aligned. You know, this little slit right here is aligned to the drill hole, just like that. So when you put your cam post in it, all you have to do is turn it halfway to the right, and it should lock. So it's just like this one. So that's your illustrations number 5. It's just like that. Okay, let's do it. Oops. By the way, this is all the last 4, so you should have used up all your the cam holes. Cam something. Yep. Cam locks. It says right there, cam locks. Alright, so that's done. So we're gonna go to the illustrations number 5, but this one is actually the panel that you would put on the locks and your hinges. So this is the one, and also see that what I told you earlier. This is the strike plate for the magnet is right over there. So let's grab those and we'll put this on the side. Okay, for this illustration, actually this is for the door panels. Actually it's a lot bigger than this, but it's actually the door panel. Look how the illustrate is. Looks like but it looks like this. Look at that. It's longer. You know? If it's not marked, well, this is the last two doors that you have that's got holes in it. Got a hole on that side. Remember that strike plate that I mentioned earlier? Yeah, you're gonna put that right in there. There's a package of hinges. All the screws should be in here. So we're gonna break that down. Hinges is already pre-drilled right in there, and the other side is the same thing, pretty much right there, and strike plates right over here. The locking mechanisms goes in there. The little hole right there goes a doorknob. Little doorknob right here comes with it, and this is your locking mechanism. So it doesn't matter. I think it doesn't matter which side you put in that, but I'll find out. So let's get them all prepared. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna attach the hinges just like this on all four corners, and also the strike plate. Careful on the strike plate though. That little screw there is kind of a. Make sure you have the right bit or Phillips for that, because otherwise you'll almost stripped it. So anyway, and with this, there's a little hole in there for the locking mechanism. It's just like this. This is a locking. What do you call that? Let me see in there. Okay, so it's a locking plate, and what do you call the washer? It goes right in there, and I'll show you how you put it in there, and also the lock hacks. And there's a little screw there, goes on the top of this, just like that. It's pretty self-explanatory. So let's put it in. Okay, so make sure this is facing you. Like, see this the strike plate right here. This is the locking mechanism in it. Just insert it. Before you insert it, actually, you got to put they call the lock plate. Insert it right there, and insert it right over here. Yep, we get tied them up a little bit. My cat's fighting. And then this washer right here. Wow, they're really fighting. Yo. Okay. So, and then the hex. The lock hex. Twist it. Make sure it's all tight. And then you might tighten them up a little bit with the channel lock. And make sure you don't over tight them. Before you do that, make sure you put that in there, and it fits right in there, just like this. With the I don't think it's like this. I don't know. Maybe like this. Well, I gotta refer to the thing. No, it's like this. Alright, so, and you put the screws right on top of it. Now you can just use a Phillips screwdriver, or I recommend using a Phillips screwdriver so you can hand tight them so you don't break them. And just like that, and you'll do the same right over here. Keep in mind that little hole there, that's for your doorknob. So we'll show you how to get that, how you put that in. Okay. Okay, for illustrations number 6, actually you're going to look for that P5. It's just a little slab like this. You put them right on there. Locate the P2, which has got a hole in it. That's the one with the hole in it. Big one, and as you can see on the illustrations right there. The P3, it's right over here. If it's not marked, this is the one we put those cam locks on them. There's 4 of them. And make sure that when you put it in, the cam locks is actually facing out. Just like that. Just like this. Now, on the bottom, there's holes in them. One hole goes for that little wood stud. Another one is going for the post. Just like that. My dog's barking. Okay, just like I said earlier, how we set it up. All you have to do is switch that about halfway with a either like Allen wrench or a big Phillips screwdriver. You lock them in there. You'll do this. But this one, just gotta stand it up just like this. It's already get pre-hole on it, so just like that. As it says on the illustrations, just like that. See? Boom. And that's what it says right over here. Next step. Okay, for the illustration number 7, and actually you have to turn that around. See how that, like before it was like this? You want to turn that around so it will match the illustrations like that. So it's P3. As you can see, it's on that side now. P3, that's actually marked. That's pretty good. And you know, P2, the bottom. And then what you need to do is you just got to add the, you see that P5? There's 2 of them right there. It's already down there, you know. So all you have to do is grab that corner, which is what they call P6. It's just a little wood slab like this one. There's 2 of them. Actually, you're going to put that on the top and 1 in the bottom right here, which you're going to secure with letter B, which is that screws. Some long screws that's come. It's on one of this bag right here. It's long screw. So all you do is put them all together. Put it. You know, those wood stud right in there. There's holes, and I mean there's holes all over the place. Oh yeah, this is like plug and play, man. All you do is do that, and then we're gonna secure that and drill the hole, or drill right in there. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. That little B right there. There should be 6 of them. It's just like this. 2, 4, 6. So in this illustration, we're gonna use, I believe, just 4. So 1 over there, 1 over there, and 1, 2. So it's 4, I think. Yep. And that's we're gonna use that to hold this, and also gonna hold the other side. There's already pre-drilled hole in there. So that's it for this illustrations. And we use a drill to hold that, actually, to drill it. So I'll show you. Okay, so as you can see, what I actually did was I laid it on the side to be able to screw that, you know, that hole. I mean that screws over there. So yeah, because if you're by yourself, man, you know, it's kind of hard to follow the illustrations. So what, I'm close enough, you know. See that? Put that on top. Those P5 right over there. This is what it is right there, and we're ready to move on. Okay, for the illustrations number 8, actually, all you have to do is grab that says, you know, the P1, which is the another those panels with the big hole like that. You know, it's like earlier what we did, we put all the studs in there and all the poles and those little stud right there. So all I have to do is kind of connect it to the for the rest of them. Just like that, you know. See that? Put that on top, and it should be all good to go. Okay, so just like the illustration says, see that? All you have to do is connect the dot, like just like that, and then make sure you turn that halfway. You can use the Allen wrench provided, just like this. Find a hole. I think it would be this one. Yep, that one. That's locked, and they do the same on the other side. That's locked, and it's on this side. It's just got a line of stud. Those wooden like mini stud, wooden stud, little tap goes right in there. With this one, you got to put other screws in it, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's just a screw B right there, goes right in there. Those 2 screws located right here. I got to make sure everything's aligned. I'll screw it and drill it, so we're good to go for this step. Okay, for illustration number 9, this is what it looks like. So you grab the, this is a piece of metal. Well, it's metal. It's a P8. Mine is actually, this is, looks like that. And you're going to attach that to this little pre-drilled hole with a plastic in it. And it says you use the A9, which is, I was looking at it, and A9 it looks like this. Doesn't it look like a Allen wrench socket screw? Looks like a Allen wrench head in there, but I can't find anything that's similar to that. What I have is those, but I'm assuming that this is it, because it says four each, and it's the only one that has 4 in it, and it can't be this, because this just looks like nuts and bolts. So, but I measured it and I put it in there, and it looks like it fits right in there. So just gotta use the your Phillips screwdriver to attach those. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, so I attached it. There's 4 screws. There's one here, one in the bottom, and the other side. Just get a regular Phillips screwdriver, tighten that, and just hand tight it. Not too tight. Do it on the other side, and do this side too, and the one in the bottom. We should be all set for the steps. Okay, for this illustrations right here, this is the biggest table. I mean, this is the biggest piece that you have. You know, the tabletop. Okay, this is the leg that we put together earlier, and this is the with the locking mechanism and all that we put together. So basically, you got to attach them and connect them using the you know, the wood stud, and then the cam post, just like this. So we're gonna follow those illustrations, and we are going to put that on the top of it. So it's just like that. Alright, so here's one, you know, that little thing in there with so you can just screw that. Next to that would be just your wood poles, just like that. And all you have to do is screw it right in there. You can tighten up a little, tighten it a little bit using your screwdriver, but and just same thing with this one, same thing with this one. Putting that right in there. Oh, look at that, missing one. Huh. Well, we'll find them somewhere in there. Put that in there. Set that in there. All right. Voila. For this illustrations, as you can see, I'm ready to line them up like that. So I flipped it over. So it looks like this, just like that. Hold there, hold that, and including with that, we're gonna go ahead and put one of the leg. That's just like it says in the illustration right here. Put it right on here, and then the screw we're gonna use as the letter A, which is there's 8 of them. 2 here and 6 over there, and we're going to put that in there, tie them out using the Allen wrench that's provided, just like this one. Alright, let's do it. Okay, so I made sure that's tight and everything is in there. You know, I mean, I just pick it up and put it in and light them up in one shot. You know, I got lucky. But you know, if you have if you can get help, you know, I think second person to line up all those studs, I think's the better if you have them. If you have someone to help you. Once you put that in there, don't forget to tighten up those locking mechanism in there. It's called you know, whatever. And also those screws in there. All you have to do is those letter A, just put it right on those, and make sure you tighten them up using your Allen wrench, just like this. I'll show you. And I gotta make sure I have to tighten those up too. I think it's pretty heavy, by the way. Okay, So, and using this thing, tying this thing up. Oops. Just like that. And this one too. You can use the Allen wrench to lock that. See, the whole thing moved when I locked it, so it should be locked. Okay, next step. Okay, so we got that all done. So the next step, this illustration is number 11. It's basically your keyboard. So the keyboard, what they call the leveling glide, which is, it's in the box. It's like in the whole box, and the whole box comes with your keyboard holder, some screws, some of this, the slide that goes in right in there, right here. There's two boxes actually, one for the left and one for the right. This one in there. So it's telling us to attach those to the side. So you can see it's just like that. So there's two holes right here. It's going to be attached to the two holes over there using the screws, and you'll do the same thing on the other one. On the left side. I think this is the right one. Yeah. Okay. So let's do it. Okay. Before we do that, I just want to point out that in the bag, there's actually two different kind of screws. One of them is actually this one's called an A3. Those are going to attach. I said that you're going to be attaching to those two holes, but no, you're not. You're going to attach it in that hole using this screw. This little one is called the A3. Just keep an eye on that. On the illustrations, actually tells you there's two holes, but when you look at it, actually there's actually three holes in that side. So it only makes sense because there's a screw and then there's a thread right in there. So this is what you're going to use for that. Same thing on the other end, right here. There's a thread, and again A3. It's the mini screws, and actually there's a couple of them in that bag. If you look back to the table and descriptions, what the A3 is, it's the pin screw, and there's 4 of them. So it should be 4 in this thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, there's 4 of them. So let's put them together. Okay, for the illustrations number 12, we're going to be focusing on the drawers. We're going to do the right first and then the left. As you can see, right in there, they're telling you to attach those keyboard slides with brackets, which is a position just like that. Okay? And then the other one is on the other side. And you're going to use that B2 screws, which is on the little mini bag, like this one. It's the silver one. Okay? Those are 2 kinds, just like this. Going to be attaching to those, and just keep in mind that your whole setup is like this. I had them all laid out like that. So when I flip this over, this side right here is going to be the right side, and those going to be the left. Okay, so that's why I'm focusing on the right keyboard drawer first. And the reason why is, this is here, is because when you flip them over and you attach it to that, this little thing right here, it goes into that hole, the pre-drilled hole. So you can see right over here. See? Right keyboard drawer. Make sense? Alright, let's do it. Okay, so before we attach this, you want to keep in mind that this thing slides. So this is the one that you're going to attach it to that side. See, there's already holes on them, and holes on that side. So all you have to do is line them up, and it puts screws on them. Same thing on the other side. Just like this. Slides back and forth. And this is where you're going to put your screws on it on the other side. So we'll do that. Okay, so I got everything set up there, and this is what we're going to do. They're telling you to attach those keyboards to the side, but the trick is you have to extend the keyboard in order for you to get to those holes, because there's already pre-drilled holes on them, you know. But on the illustration sense, not fully extend, because you're not going to be able to put them screws in those holes when those drawers are closed and not fully extend. So you have to fully extend them. And on the other side is already pre-drilled hole. You're going to use the same screws. Best holes will be on this leg would be the first one, and over there it's your second one, right over there. So that should line up. All right, let's drill them. Well, let's screw them. Okay, so the right drawer is complete. Everything is screwed in there. Everything is in place. And it closes. Okay, so we're going to the other side, which is the left side, the left keyboard. We'll do the same thing, and it's set up just like this. Fasten those with those 4 screws, and we should be good to go. Next step. Okay, I think this is the final steps. Illustration number 15, what it's telling you is to just attach those back wall. Those are 2 metal back wall, and it looks like that. So I flip the table, I turn it around so it will match the illustration right here. It's like that. So you're going to be using, and then you just fasten it with the screws, B1 screws. Those are little mini screws right here. And basically you just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you just locate the F1. It's the glide, which is this thing's. You just use a hammer and it just kind of hammer it down to those corners. Which is like right, I think it's already pre-drilled. I don't know, I don't see it. But anyway, this is where you put them right in there. I think that's an optional, I don't know, but and that should be it, you know. So let's get it done. Okay, so before we I forgot to mention about the A1, actually, that what you're going to use to fasten the this thing's hole in here and to that pre-hold, and it looks like this. You know, you can turn that, but just using your regular Phillips screwdriver, and you do the same thing on the other side. See that? The B1 actually it's for the wood that goes right in here, which is already pre-drilled, and I think that's that should do it. That is not the final steps. Actually, there's another one. Last one is the illustration number 16. Basically, it's just all the you know, like the plugs. Attach the drawer. Yep, that's basically it. That's it. And we'll do those, and I'll show you. Okay, so I was gonna put this the last panels right on that thing, and I just realized that I messed up on this leg right here. There's no hole. I didn't even realize that I got them all. Well, on that side that's pretty good, but this side I have to turn this around. This thing, see, the hole is actually on the other side. So, oops, messed up on that one. Well, let me get those done, and then we can attach this. Silly me. Like I said, one final step: put them all together with the plug-in for those holes. Actually, I gave you 2 options, whether it be gray or black. I prefer black. And the doorknobs, and it goes little things in there. So I saw everything. It's pretty much set up. I'll get them all lined up, and See that A5, the screws, we got those. Now I think they gave me extra screws because I don't know. I mean, I followed instructions and I'm left with this. So, but that should do it. And that's how you put together a Balt LX-72 two students training table with locking CPU doors, which is right there. You know, it's a little harder than an IKEA, I think. But put them all together. But this is good. I'm happy. All right. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching.